Yeah. Now, one of the other foods that I want to talk to, and it's one we've talked about a few times on the podcast, but I really
Hmm.
want to send this home, is that for a lot of people that are against meat eating,
Hmm.
and particularly for ethical reasons, but they're more, I think, more focused on the factory meat. And so you consider factory meat one of those more harm than good foods. Can you talk about factory meat and why we should be avoiding it?
Absolutely. Factory meat. Now, I decided to stop eating meat 30 years ago. And I talk about in the book how as a kid, I craved meat. I had to have it twice a day. Couldn't live without it. Once a day was not enough. And somehow I figured out step by step by step that, all the problems, heart disease, cholesterol, and now all the environmental factors involved. And then, I mean, I stopped eating meat a long time ago, but what we know about factory meat now, factory meat is toxic. I mean, if you're going to eat meat, I'm not going to talk you out of eating meat. What I'm going to say is stick to grass-fed organic meat and, in reasonable portions, and you'll be fine. But if you're going to eat meat, really avoid factory meat, because there are so many. If you look at pre-COVID-19, there are several epidemics that have broken out that have come out of meatpacking facilities, because they're just full of virus and blood and guts, and they're really unsafe and unhealthy. Also, millions of acres of in Central America, South America, are just being wiped out to for cattle grazing. The methane gas coming out of cow butts and mouths is about 15% of the CO2 problem for climate. I mean, and you can go on and on. To make 1 pound of beef. Now, I learned as a freshman in college to make 1 pound of beef, it took 8 pounds of grain. And I thought, wow, you could, and I was also taught in my ecology class that you could feed the world. You could wipe out hunger easily if people ate less meat, because it's 8 pounds of grain for 1 pound of beef. What I didn't know then, it also takes 2,000 gallons of water, 1 gallon of gasoline, and all sorts of other resources to make that 1 pound of beef. So at the rate we're going, we will literally kill humanity with beef production in, I don't know how many years, but at the rate we're going, a couple of decades or 50 years, something like that, we really have to cut down to save the planet, besides saving your heart, your arteries, and, a few other things. So there's just so many reasons why factory meat is, and I'm forgetting half of them. I mean, I go through it in the book. I mean, there's just so many reasons why factory meat is so bad, but I'm not completely anti-meat. If you're a meat eater, just do it the right way. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.